Hey everybody, Kim here with Little Biz Resources, and today let's talk about how you can start a business with no money up front, no inventory, and built-in traffic. So before we dive into this, let me tell you that there are no guarantees that you will make money. You will still need to invest time, and you can choose to spend money if you want to, okay? Now, we're going to teach you how to do it all for free. And you can pick and choose what you want to do. And the other thing is that this is going to be longer than one video, right? I can't teach you a free business in however long this video takes. So this is just going to be an overview. I'm going to show you what the entire business is, and then you can make a decision on whether you want to keep going. And if you do, make sure you subscribe because we're going to release it on YouTube only. All right. So the first thing is this is using a type of print on demand model. And if you don't know what print on demand is, sit tight, you're going to find out. All right, so the first thing that we do in this particular model is that we design things. And you, Kim, I'm not a graphic artist. I'm not a graphic designer. I have no idea what to do. That's okay. Neither am I, and I can still do it. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it. And I'm going to walk you step by step. Now, a couple of things that you should know at this point is that you have the option to use, you can use Photoshop, which is obviously paid, but a lot of people have that. So we're going to use that as an option. So it won't be any additional cost. But if you're like, hey, I don't have Photoshop, I don't know Photoshop. And even if you have Photoshop and don't know it, we're still going to cover it. But then if you don't want to get Photoshop, don't have it, whatever, then we're also going to use GIMP, which is a free download. Okay, so we're going to use both of those. Now, once we do that, we're going to create our designs and we're going to do something what they call an all over print. So we're going to focus on this because that's how we can automate it. We're going to expand past that as well to use our all over prints to create our repeating designs to create all over prints, but we'll of course dive into that later. So the first step right now is going to be, we're going to design things, right? So we're going to design things. We're going to start with repeating patterns, and we're going to design repeating patterns in Photoshop and GIMP. Okay, you can pick which one. You don't have to do both. Then for those who want to, we are going to then automate this. Okay, the hardest part, in my opinion, is this part, and it's not that hard. It's just kind of time consuming. So that's why I said you do need to invest time. But it's not going to be a lot, just depends on what you want to do, etc. There's going to be some marketing elements we're going to need to do eventually as far as figuring out how to title our products and stuff like that. But those are all things we'll dive into later. The second step is going to be automation. Now we're going to use Power Automate Desktop, which is free, right? So again, you're seeing that this is not costing you anything. This is free. But some people are a little shy about software, right? They're shy with learning new programs, especially ones that are completely out of their realm. So this is optional. You could do this by hand. It would just take you more time, right? And so the idea is that if you want to use Power Automate Desktop, then I will have complete instructions. I'll put them on the website and you can copy them and put them into Power Automate Desktop and basically automate the creation of the files. And you're like, wait, what files are that? Or is that? I don't know which one that would be. Good thing that English is not my major, right? So print on demand, which is basically the actual product isn't made until it's purchased. That's what print on demand really means. It's been kind of stolen, I guess. It used to only be for books. It was more of a, like paperback books, where that was more of where it started. And then it started shifting into t-shirts and everything else. And which was really funny because I knew about print on demand before it was t-shirts, it was books. And I'm like, what is this? Why is this such a big deal? And of course you can still do books, but we're not going to be doing books. We're going to be doing, clothing and different things. So there are two ways that you can go on this. Okay. The first one is, when I say first one, it could be first or second or whatever you want to call it, is going to be where you have your own products. So we're going to use a specific print on demand company, and I'm still fine tuning that. So I don't want to be like, oh, this is what we're using and then change it next week. So I'm going to have all the file dimensions listed out, and I'm going to try to get a zip drive for those who want to maybe download them already in Photoshop or GIMP. Don't know if that'll be ready in time, but we'll see. So we're going to have where you can have your own products where they're printed and cut when somebody orders them. And so you would have to have your own store, or you can sell on Etsy or something like that, right? Now that is one method. Some people really, really like that. They want to build their own brand. They want to do that. That's fine. You can do that. If you don't want to do that, or if you want to also add this on, there is the option, my computer's kind of freaking out, of what I'm going to call third-party marketplaces. Now, these aren't true marketplaces because it's their product, but it's your design. So not you design, your design. And what you do is once you've designed it, you just put it into their marketplace on certain products, right? And again, I don't want to jump in and go, oh, we're going to use these marketplaces, because I've been working on this for about 2.5 weeks now. And the marketplace, getting the marketplace information is, yeah, it's kind of a nightmare. It surprises me that people are that successful at it. I'm like, they've got to have software for this, right? Ding, 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 one of these days. So this is what it is, right? You design it in either Photoshop or GIMP, then you can automate it to make all the different files. And the reason why you have to make a lot of different files is because let's say that you have a t-shirt, and so like print on demand as an example, or it's all print on demand for your own products as an example. You have, let's say, a t-shirt that's an all over print t-shirt versus all over leggings. Those are two completely different file sizes. So even though you've created a repeating pattern here, we need to have a different file to load to the shirt and a different one to the leggings. So because, and there's, I think I have over 70 files for the one company that we're using here. And then if you do third-party marketplaces, they have different files as well. Now, a lot of the third-party marketplaces don't have as many all-over prints as others. And so that's why we're going to expand to a second element later on, where we're still using the exact same designs, and we're going to add on a second set of files. And we'll talk more about that as we dive into it. But this really is, I just wanted to give you guys an overview and get you interested in this. The goal is, okay, so the goal is, hopefully this will pop up, right? The goal is, today is the 24th. And yes, I'm doing this at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it will be published in like 6 hours, and I will probably still be sleeping. Shh. So the goal is, though, to have everything. We want to be able to get you going and have stuff posted, hopefully by like mid-October, late October at the latest. We're only going to be releasing these videos on Fridays for now, maybe Saturdays if we need more time. But for now, it's just going to be Fridays, and we're looking at not very many Fridays before we get into, let's see, Black Friday's probably right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that'll be the 26th. You need to have your stuff listed and optimized before the 26th, right? So I am still working out the schedule specifically for this. If you haven't been onto our YouTube channel recently, you can check. If you go onto the channel, you will see a schedule in the top in the banner where it shows that print on demand will be on Fridays. So Fridays is when I release the videos on this. A lot of times I won't be recording them until Friday morning because we have a packed full schedule, right? And if you are going to do your own shop and you want to do Etsy, we have an entire Etsy series as well that goes out on Wednesdays. So of course, if you have questions, if you get stuck on something, you can't wait for us to answer something, you can always, post the questions below the videos. You can also post them in the Facebook group. If you're not part of that, the link will be in the description. And of course, as always, I appreciate you watching this. I did keep it short. I'm getting better at that, right? If you like the video, please like it. Please let people know if you think that might be interested, because I know a lot of people are still struggling and to get started online. And I think that this would be a really good, dip your toe into e-commerce without having to get all of the e-commerce chaos with it. And specifically more if you're on the marketplaces. Now, again, I haven't done the marketplaces recently, so we're going to learn as we go a couple of these things. There's some changes that have been made, but for the most part, they're all the same, right? If you sell on Amazon, you sell on Etsy. It's not that different selling these other platforms, other than you have to figure out how to optimize for those platforms. So again, those are things that we'll dive into later on. But for now, we're going to focus on doing these elements first. And then when we get to that part, we'll talk more about them. All right. So that's it for now. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're excited about it. If, because it's a lot easier to make these videos if I know people want the topic. So if you aren't interested, just let me know. Just, say something and say, hey, yay, happy days. I don't know, something. Right. Thanks again. And I'll see you guys. Oh, and by the way, we have live Q&A on Thursdays as well, if you don't want to wait. So, or if you want to ask live, I guess. Okay. And that link will also be in the description. So thanks again.